Hi everyone, this is Coryelle Kramer, metaphysical expert for animals and people, and I have another episode of the animal experience. The place where I'd like to think of as the place where the animals' voices can be heard. I share each week kind of like the wisdom that I've learned from the animals, also how they see things, how they see life, how they see death, how they see us, humanity, all different kinds of things. This is the 41st episode. So we've been talking a lot about a huge array of different subjects. So if you want to know about how the animals see reincarnation, if they believe in it or not, do they see spirits? Do they have past lives? Do they, how do they see alternative healing? How are they healing? How do they see humanity? How do they view death? Things like that there. Then I would strongly suggest that you go and look at past episodes. And that is why I made the Animal Experience its own Facebook page. So that's where you can see and go to all of and see and view all the videos, on top of course, it being on YouTube as well. So I tried to make it as easy for you guys to find me and the animal experience as possible. So, like I said before, this is episode 41, and it's about food. Food, glorious food. Yeah, I'm not going to sing. And believe me, you're going to be grateful that I don't sing. So, food can be a really complicated subject. How do you find the right food? What's the right food? Is it something where, you have to buy the most expensive stuff on the planet? Not always crystal clear. Just because what's on the label, why is it that things that when it's on the label, whatever's on the label, makes such a big deal to us? And how that's not always the truth, and that's not always true. How can you find the right food for your animal? What can you do to make the food that you already have even better for them? How can you do right by them? So that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, at the end of this episode, I have a little surprise for you. And I know you're going to like it. So stay tuned, because at the end I'm going to announce it, okay? So, number one, first thing that I want to tackle on this subject is, why is it complicated? We want what's best for them. We want what is best for our animals, okay? We come from a place of loving kindness. There are fur kids, there are kid kids, and we want what's best for them. We want them to be healthy, we want them to be with us as long as possible. We want them to be happy and healthy, of course. Now, food for humans is a big deal. It's a way that we show love. It's a way that we show affection. It represents security. So if we're not secure about the food we're eating, we don't feel good about the food we're eating, and we're not feeling good about the food we're giving our animals, we don't feel secure in our relationship with them. Now, the pet food, the other reason is the pet food industry has grown hugely in the last like 5 years. It's changed tremendously. I mean, I remember when raw food first came out, it was like, when raw food first came out, it was literally raw, okay? It was nothing but, you had to chop up the vegetables, you had to chop up the fruit, you had to chop up the meat, you had to do everything. That was raw. Now it's like so totally different. You can get packaged raw food. So it's much, much easier. You could get organic food. You could get, free range this and organic that, and wheat free this and wheat free that. And I mean, it's huge. I mean, you go into your pet food store, any pet food store, and you can get overwhelmed real quick. So that's why things can be a little complicated with it. But what this episode is going to show you is it's not as complicated as you think. All right, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks about how you're going to be able to find just the right food for your animal. Okay, so stay tuned. So, what are some of the issues that our animals are having with the food that they're eating? It could be a lot, but the ones that I've come across, and these are the top, okay? I could go on for days, but I'm not going to, and we have a small amount of time. So food, why is it that animals are the pet food industry, and why are our pets having such issues with the food they're eating? Well, it could be where the food is being harvested. It could be that the plants and the vegetables are not grown in good soil or contaminated soil. Or it could be that they're sprayed with pesticides. Now, again, you know me, okay? I don't get too much into this, but this is why, one of the reasons, or a few of the reasons why the pet food industry, why it's become so, it's become so important to have raw in the mix. So spraying for pesticides, and that could go onto the vegetables that are going into the food. The animals being used for the food are not being treated properly. Dirty facilities. Food being processed in countries that have lack or absolutely no health regulations. Okay? So there's been a lot of recalls. The list can go on and on and on and on. And you know me, I don't go into the negative too much. But, there could be a lot of reasons why the food that they're eating is causing issues and problems with our animals. Okay, so that's enough said with that. So moving on. Number 3, the next topic I want to go into is why does the food affect some animals and some don't? Why do some animals have an issue with food and some don't? Again, this is my top list. I can go on to it, but this is what the problems that I have found over the years. Allergies, okay? Some vibrate allergies in their, some have allergies in their vibration and in their health vibration, and some don't. Life plans. Now, we talked about soul plans and life plans. I really go back to this a lot. So I think it's important, if you haven't seen that episode, please go back and look at it, because it really does that subject stems a lot of other subjects. Okay, that is the root of a lot of other subjects. So life plans. Overtaxed or underpowered immune systems. This could be, from them ingesting something. This could be from an experience they had, whether it is like surgery, or whether it was from abuse. Drama can cause taxing on our immune systems, stress, things like that. Sensitive digestive systems. Again, that's in their life plan, soul plan, but they have sensitive tummies. Shoddy DNA. It could be that this animal was bred, and I'm not saying that they're a mistake. You know that. I don't believe in mistakes. But I'm just saying their DNA might be crappy. And because they were bred wrong, or they were improperly bred. Some animals are simply in a vibrational stance of food sensitivity. They come here and they want to experience things, and they want to experience health, and they want to experience unhealthy, because all of our experiences make us stronger. They make us more powerful in our vibration. But what happens is we have a tendency, as human beings, we have a tendency to think, to put labels on stuff: good, bad, ugly, different, wrong. But the animals don't. They have a stance of, let's try this because I know I can feel better and get out of it. I don't want to stay in it, but let's get out of it. Some animals have a vibrational stance. What I mean by that is, again, going back to the past episode I did, which was episode 10 on LOA, Law of Attraction. I learned this from the animals, okay, way before I learned it from human beings. I learned it from the animals. So go back and watch that episode. Sorry. Others may have, others may have it in their vibrations so they don't have any trouble. Others may not have it in their vibration. So they can eat anything. And, it's all good. Because they're in a vibrational stance of health. Constantly allowing in their health. Again, going back to LOA, Law of Attraction, episode 10. So, other point I want to make is this. There's an old saying, you are what you eat. Well, not always. Okay, sorry. But that's what I found. It's not always the case. Our thoughts create our life. We've talked about this. Again, going back to episode 10, Law of Attraction. Our thoughts create our life. Our belief in something is what makes it true. If I believe I'm an amazing person who's got a lot to share with this world, I am an amazing person who's got a lot to share with this world. If I believe I am a piece of crap and unworthy and ugly and a hot mess, then guess what I am? What you believe, you achieve. It's that simple. So our belief in something is what makes it true. Now this can work for us and it can work against us. Like I just mentioned, if I believe I'm awesome, I'm awesome. If I believe I'm awful, I'm awful. Okay, it's your choice. So I know that this episode is about bowel food, but come on, stay with me, okay? Because this is all going to make sense. This is all part of the tips and tricks I'm giving you. Okay, I promise, all right? So, just because something is not organic or raw doesn't necessarily make it bad. I'm going to say that again. Just because something is not organic or raw does not make it bad. Why? I trust in my cats and my animals' stream of well-being. What in the heck is a stream of well-being? Episode 24, people, I talked about this. Real quick, but you really should go back and watch that episode, okay? A stream of well-being is a stream of consciousness, a vibrational stream that flows to every single being on this planet, animal, vegetable, mineral, or human, okay? Doesn't matter. We all have it. What's in this stream? Good times, wonderful experiences, abundance, health. I trust in my animal stream of well-being. And I wrote a post about it, and I will I already posted it on the 24 episode, on the episode 24, but I will repost it later, okay? Because you should read it. And it was about Sammy, and Sammy is my big boy, and he is amazing. He has healed himself from stuff that has made the vets drop their mouths. They have no idea how he healed himself, and he has. But I trust in my animal stream of well-being. So I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I have never shared about this before. Very few people know about this because I just really didn't want anybody's judgment. I don't need your judgment. I don't need your opinion. Okay, it works for me. So keep your mouth shut. Okay. No, but here's my secret. I feed my animals Friskies. I feed my animals Friskies. And that has worked for me. And I've been feeding them this food, these 3 animals that I have now, I've been feeding them this since day 1. Now, why? I tried the raw. I tried the high-end $5 a can food. I tried the $50 a bag food. I tried. They will eat it for about a day and will stop eating. They won't eat. My cats have appetites like lumberjacks, and they will not eat. I tried doing the tough love of keeping them from, just feeding them that for days on end. They will not eat it. And personally, I am not starving my animals to make them eat something they don't want to eat. But that's my opinion. What I do is I take the cans of Friskies, and when I get them, I do what it takes to make me feel better about it. So I Reiki them. I energetically send them healing. And I bless them. I take all the cans that I do and I bless them. I thank all the beings that participated in making that can of food. I thank them for their sacrifice. I bless their lives. I set the intention of that this can and this food is healthy for my animals. I nullify whatever feels wrong about that food. That's taking your power back, people. Okay? And it works. My animals are fine. They're happy. They're healthy. They look great. And I have to trust in that. So, that is my little secret. And, don't tell anybody. No, it's a video. Everybody in the world knows now. And I don't care. It works for me. It feels right to me. And it feels right to me, it is right for me. And if it's right for me, it's right for my animals. So that's how I take my power back. That's how I nullify and make sure that I feel good about that food. I also recently started to add things to their food to supplement it. One of the things, or 2 of the things that I add, is one of them is kelp. This felt really good. And I'm also going to be reviewing it. So this is kelp and pumpkin powder. And I will show you where I got these from later on. But this is great stuff, and I love it. And they love it. They are loving it. And I'm going to write a review about it because it's very, very interesting why they like it. It's not just because, oh, this is really good for me and it's pumpkin. No, there's more to it. It's very, very interesting. So the cats are going to be, reviewing that stuff probably next month. I want to give them a little bit of time on it, but that stuff is great. So what I also want to share is this. I recently had a session with a cat named Mama Cat. And she was literally starving herself. She wouldn't eat. She would just eat dry food, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't sustaining her. She was wasting away. Her person was, and she's young. She's like 7 years old. There was nothing physically wrong with her, okay? Nothing physically wrong with her. But she was just starving herself. So I did a session. Her person called me. Asked me to do a session with her. I did a session with her. I found out that she was hungry. She does want to, her person was trying to feed her the wet food, but the wet food wasn't, she wasn't eating it. She would say, forget that, I'm not eating that stuff. And she would go to the dry food only, which again wasn't giving her enough nutrients. So what happened was when I connected to Mama Cat, I got that She just didn't like that wet food. She doesn't mind wet food. She just didn't like that wet food. So I asked her personally, I said, what kind of food do you give her? Give me an idea of the food that it is. And she says, oh, well, I give her, such and such and such and such. And it's, organic and it's wheat free and it's blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay. I mean, a really good food. Okay. Really good food that normally I'd be like, okay, cool. That's great food. Okay. She wasn't having any of it. And this cat was wasting away. And I told her to try Friskies. I said, get a can of Friskies or Fancy Feast and see if she'll eat it. Now, I'm going to read to you 2 emails that she sent me. Okay, 2 days after our session. All right, here we go. Dear Coryelle, today I put an entire can of Friskies beef shreds with gravy for Mama Cat. I sat there and watched. She tucked into the gravy right away, got all of that, and then started to nibble the actual solids. She ate until the whole bowl was empty and licked clean. I am astounded that she ate any of it. Tomorrow, I'll give her chicken with gravy and sit there and make sure and see what she does. Next day. I tried another brand of gravy food in an envelope, supposedly a much better brand. Mama Cat was having none of it. And Oscar, her other cat, wouldn't touch it. So I opened up a can of Friskies gravy and beef shreds this morning, and there she was at my side as I scraped it into the bowl, meowing and carrying on like, hurry up, hurry up. She has never done that before with any kind of food, human or otherwise. I set the bowl on the floor and she was all over it. She also ate some of the beef shreds and all of the gravy. The only issue was keeping Oscar away from it till Mama Cat ate her fill. I know that the bowl will be empty and licked clean in a few minutes. Friskies, you were spot on with the brand. Both cats are eating the high protein dry food, so I'm not worried about nutrition. Mama Cat seems more solid, if that's the right word, like she's more present in this dimension and in her body, if that makes any sense. I never thought I'd see the day when either cat wanted wet food, but there it is. Now, does that make that bad? I don't think so. That cat is eating. She's eating. She's not wasting away. She's not dying. She's eating. And she's eating Friskies, which everybody would, or a lot of people would say, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing that to your cat. Oh my God. It's none of your damn business. If the cat is eating, if she's thriving, if she is in her stream of well-being and thinks she's doing good, who the hell is anybody to say that it's wrong? So then why? It's not about this is bad stuff and this is good stuff. It's about what's right for you and your animals. Period. Period. That's what the animal shows me. They show me all the time. It's not about labels. Stop freaking putting labels on stuff. It's about what feels right. So that's Mama Cat. So, how do you know what the right food is for your animal? Okay, you ready for it? You got a pen and paper? There's a lot to remember, okay? It's a lot. I'm telling you, it's a lot. Number 1, if it feels right to you, it is right. Number 2, if they're eating it. That's it. Period. End of discussion. I don't care what's in it. I don't care where it came from. I don't care who made it. I don't care if the Kardashian animals are eating it. I don't care if it's Newman. I don't care if it's If it's old man, I don't care. If it's human, I don't care. Okay? If it feels right, it is right. If they're eating it, way to go. Absolutely fantastic. And as long as they're not having any side effects. If they're eating it and it gives them, they start licking their paws or scratching their faces, maybe they got allergies to it. Okay, that's your indication. All right, that's your indication. So there's 3 steps. And if they're not having any reaction to it, then you know it's good. You're good. That's it. That's it. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done. Okay? It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. And I understand, okay, we want what's best for them. But if you pick up something, when I saw these on the website, I was like, ooh, yeah, that feels like I got to try that. Yeah, I'm getting a hell yes with that. Okay, there are no hell maybes. There's hell yes, there's hell no. There's no hell maybes. Hell maybe, it's not going to happen. Okay, right? So if it feels right, get it. That's it. So here's my bottom line. I always have to have a bottom line, okay? Because I'm opinionated. So if you're a person and you're coming from a place of love and respect and best interest for your animal, no one has the right to tell you what's best for your animal. Okay? Not a vet, not a friend, not a rescue organization, not a breeder, not Caesar the dog whisperer, all right? And not even me. It has to feel right to you. If it does not feel right to you, do not do it. Period. Especially when it comes to your animals. If your animal is not eating their food, change the food and stay open to all kinds of possibilities. Take your power back with it. Even if you're buying the raw stuff, bless the food. If you're buying that beautiful raw stuff, bless the food. Thank the food. Like I talked about with the prey animals. All right, that was also an episode. How to the food animals. Bless the food. Thank the food. Thank you for your sacrifice. You don't have to do anything big to it. Just say, thank you for your sacrifice. That's it. That's it. That's all you have to do. And that's huge, So take your power back. I personally, if you want to feed your animal something, okay, and they're not eating it, personally, I don't believe in starving an animal to make them hungry enough to eat their food, all right? They should love eating their food. They should go to that food and like mama cat. Oh, God, that's probably going to be the image for the Facebook show this week. Great. So they should eat it like, I just want to eat it like mama cat did. Okay? There shouldn't be a hesitation. Like, ooh, I really don't want to eat that food. I mean, you want to enjoy your food, don't you? You want to love your food, don't you? You want to sit down at a table and have somebody put a plate in front of you and say, ooh, I don't really want to eat that. Well, why would you do that to your animal? Why are you going to force them to eat something if they don't want to eat it? Even if it's for their own good. Maybe they're telling you, I don't need this. I'm okay. It's all good. Chill out, Mom. Yes, food is important. And yes, it's great that we have so many wonderful choices. I'm not saying anything against the raw industry or the organic food industry. I'm not saying anything. I think that's great, that stuff. I think that stuff is awesome. But not every animal is going to eat it. It's just the way it is. We need choices. We have to have choices. I wouldn't want us just to all have to eat Friskies all day long, or all our animals eat Friskies. Some of them don't want that. Some of them can't eat that. But it doesn't mean that it's bad. No matter what you feed them, no matter what you feed your animals, take the time out to bless their food. thank their food. Send energy or set an intention for that food. You know, that it's going to help your animal's mind, body, and spirit, their soul. It's going to feed their soul. You know, it's going to make a huge difference for you, and it's going to make a huge difference for them. So, special announcement, people. The special announcement is, as of yesterday, I have made an agreement with a company called Raw Paws Pet Food. These are the people that make the kelp, and they're also the people that make the pumpkin. They make all different kinds of stuff for cats and dogs. They are a family-run organization. They've been in business for 2014. They're very excited. I met them at Blog Paws. In fact, they were the first people, the first organization I went up to tell them about my idea of being an animal communicator and writing reviews from the animal's perspective, and they were thrilled about it. They thought it was the best idea since sliced bread. So they're very excited about working with me. I'm an affiliate for them now. I'm loving their stuff. This stuff is incredible. Okay, I'm almost through with the kelp. I still have some of the pumpkin left, but this stuff is incredible. But I'm not doing the food. I'm doing the food as treats for the cats. And again, I'll talk more about that. But the exciting thing that I wanted to tell you is that they're going to be having deals. They're going to be giving me deals so that I can give you deals. And the deal and that's in the future, but for now, if you use the code, hang on one second. If you use the code PetTalker15, and it's down at the bottom of the screen, and I will post a link to the Raw Paws Pet Food company at the end of the show. But if you use the link PetTalker15, you get 15% off your first order at Raw Paws. 15% off. That's pretty damn good. Okay, and it's a nice start. Now, the nice thing about this company is they give you free consultations. If you're thinking about raw food, and this can be really crazy, especially if you want to move your animals from other food to raw food, you can't just, you can't just do it. You need a little bit of, you need to know some tips and tricks. And what they offer is they offer free consultations with somebody from the company who will tell you how to move your animal from this food to raw food. And they'll also work out special kind of like, what's the word I want to look for? I'm sorry. They'll work out special meal plans. That's it. Sorry. They'll work out special meal plans specifically for your animals. What they think is really going to help them take them to the next level. So it's really great. They make it stupid easy to change to raw food. And the complimentary, the free consultation is not about, you buying it from them, at the end. It's about them showing you and telling you what the benefits are and how you can move your animal to raw food. Not necessarily theirs, but, if you do, then you can use the coupon, you get 15% off. So that is my exciting little take on it. Again, I'll post the link to the Raw Paws Pet Food site at the end of the video, as well as I'll post it in the comments on YouTube. I'll post it on the comments in the Facebook page. It'll be posted all over the place. So Pet Talker 15, get 15% off your order. So that's that. So I'm going to go to questions, comments, if anybody has it. Yes. Oh, okay. The other thing that I want to talk about really quickly, because I forgot to put this down before. A lot of stuff. I can't tell you how many animals I've come across who are prescribed the UTI diet food from their vet, and they won't eat it. They won't eat it. They'll eat it for a little bit, okay? But then usually they're like, I can't eat this stuff. It's because it's got no taste. It's like eating paste. It's not. I've asked them and they've told me it's like eating paste. There's no taste to it. So if the cat again is not eating that food, I think finding maybe a good quality food that doesn't have the ash or the taurine in it, or has more taurine in it, so it's better for them. Yeah, I think that's better than trying to make them eat a food that they're hating, because what happens is that if they hate the food, they're putting that hate into the food. You understand what I'm saying? If you're eating a food and you hate it, you're putting hate into the food. If you're eating food and you love it, you're putting love into the food. So, maybe they're trying to let you know something. And so maybe looking into a better quality food, but getting them off that UTI food, because a lot of the times they're not going to eat it. I'm telling you right now. And the vet will tell them, starve them until they eat. No, don't do that. I'm sorry, don't do that. That's wrong. I think that's wrong. Okay, because it's just going to stress them out even more, which causes UTI a lot of the times anyway. So that's my thing. Paula, hang on one second. Paula says, I wish I could stay and watch this live, but I have an appointment in 30 minutes. That's fine. Still struggling with the prescription diet for truffle and getting Brule to eat wet food in general. I will come back and watch the recording. Great. Super. And if I can help Paula, I'm here for you and the girls. I'm happy to. Okay. Tracy says, I make my own, so I know exactly what's in it, and I need to watch the bone content. I also only buy free range. They only eat food that I would eat myself. They won't touch the raw, but the rest love it. They also, they are so much healthier, and their coats look beautiful. I add hemp powder to the food and assist my older cats. I think that's great. If it works, it works. If it works for you, that is fantastic. And I think it's great. The proof is in the pudding. Okay? It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. And that's, as an animal communicator, I've tried. They're like, we're not eating it. So, but I think it's great if it's working for you, then that's fantastic. And it's interesting. Some love this and some love that. So it's not cookie cutter. Food's not cookie cutter. Just like it's not cookie cutter for people, it's not cookie cutter for animals. So thanks for sharing that, Tracy. Hazel says, hi, lovely. I missed the beginning. Have to tune. Hi, Dawn. My girls like pumpkin. Yeah, the pumpkin's good. Pumpkin's really great. I love this stuff. Love it, 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 love it. Dawn says, thank you for saying our food choices are about what feels right. It's always about what feels right. Always, 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 always what feels right. If you're hearing something, and again, I'm not knocking vets. I love vets. I think they're amazing. Veterinarians, we need them. They're awesome sauce. But if your vet is telling you something that does not resonate with you, does not feel right to you, it's not right for you. And it's not right for your animal. That's the way it goes. So that is episode 41. If anybody else has any other questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And if I missed any, I'm sorry. I'll comment and answer them at the end of the show. What did I want to say? I wanted to say something and I forgot. Oh, God. Good Google and Moogle. Anyway, so if you, now I'm all flustered. I'll post the Raw Paws link at the end of the show. And I want to thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm not sure what next week's episode is going to be. I think it's going to be on handicap animals. Yeah, not so much handicapped as awesome. So I think I'm going to be talking about them. And until next week, I want to wish you and your animals a fantastic, wonderful week of wild, wacky experiences. And I'll see you next week.